Hello everyone, our Discovery Island book, grade 6. Our lesson for today is a revision lesson for Unit 7. So the lesson is Unit 7, Lesson 8, Progress Check. We'll start by revising together the lessons that we took we'll start with the most important lessons in Unit 7, which is number 1, Lesson 1, the vocabulary lesson, 2, the grammar lesson, and then we took the second vocabulary lesson and the grammar 2 and phonics and spelling. Finally, the CLIL lesson, science lesson, which was entitled Healthy Habits. Start with the first lesson, which was the title is Food Around the World. So the first lesson was a vocabulary lesson. The title or the type of vocabulary that we learned in lesson 1 was international food vocabulary. Vocabularies that we did learn in this lesson is just our chicken kebab, number 1, kebsa, dumplings, fish and chips, omelette, paella, rice and beans, spaghetti, stew, and sushi. So chicken kebab, kebsa, dumplings here, fish and chips, omelette, paella, rice and beans, spaghetti, and stew, and sushi. The next lesson was the grammar lesson, which was lesson 2. The title for this lesson was Second Conditional Clause. What is a second conditional clause? It's a clause that is used to talk about unreal or impossible things. So we're talking about things that are not real or impossible to happen. What is the form of the second conditional? If plus the subject plus the past verb, object plus the subject, which is usually the same subject here, plus would plus the base verb. So after would is the base verb and after if is the past verb. Example, if I lived, so here after if I'm using the past verb. In Saudi Arabia, I would eat. After would I'm using the base verb, which is the first verb. I would eat kebsa. Next, we took vocabulary number 2 lesson, which was the cooking verbs and equipment. Example of cooking verbs we took bake, boil, chop, fry, frying pan, peel, pour, saucepan, and slice. Next, we took the grammar 2 lesson, which was reported speech commands. Okay, so we use the verb told. Now, how do I report a command? I use the verb told to report a command. So I use the verb told to report commands followed by the base verb. After told, I use told and then to, and then I put the base verb. So this is the form, and this is an example. The form is I start with the subject, told, object, to, and then base verb, and then object. So the example is the chef, which is the subject. What did the chef say, or what did he told me to do? He told who? He told me, and then I put to, and then after to is the base verb, which is the first verb. Told me to bake, and then I put the object, which is the pizza. Then we took lesson number 7, which was the phonics and spelling lesson. The title for the phonics and spelling lesson in Unit 7 was Sentence Stress. What does the word stress means? It means to say a word longer or louder and higher. So to say a certain word in a sentence, to say it in a longer way or a louder way or a higher. Usually it's nouns in a sentence are usually stressed. Not always, but usually they are the nouns that are stressed in the sentence, like pan, like omelette, like pineapple. I like eating pineapple. So pineapple here is stressed. Does your sister eat spaghetti? Or eats, sorry, spaghetti. So here the two words here are stressed. The noun here, pineapple, is stressed. Again, stressed means to say the word longer, louder, or higher. Then the last lesson, or the last important lesson that we took in this unit, was the healthy habits, or the CLIL lesson, science. The title was Healthy Habits. We learned some healthy habits that you have to follow, that following these healthy habits will make you look healthier and younger. We took the example of the two brothers who were at the same age, but one of them, who was named Isa, looked healthier and younger, while Bilal looked older and not healthy. Some words that we learned, or vocabularies that we learned in this lesson, was words like nutrients, sedentary, physical activity, vitamins, and minerals. Nutrients are ingredients needed for your health and body and your growth. Sedentary is to not do any movement, to stay or to lay down for a long time, not doing any physical activity or any movement. Physical activity is any movement that you make that would burn calories. Vitamins and minerals are things that can be found in healthy food, vegetables and fruits and meat and eggs. Example of vitamins is vitamin A, vitamin C, and so minerals is like iron. Okay. In your pupils book, page 87, we are going to listen and match which pictures are the speakers describing. So we have more than one speaker here, and each one is going to describe how to make one of these pictures. So you're going to listen to the first, for example, description, or the first recipe of whatever she's going or he is going to describe, and write the number. What is she describing? So number one, for example, if it's an omelet, you're going to put number one here, and so on. So listen and number.
1. Cut some meat and vegetables into pieces, fry in a frying pan, and then put them on a kebab.
2.
Peel some potatoes, then fry them in oil. Serve the chips with some fish.
3. Cook some meat, potatoes and vegetables in a saucepan and eat the hot curry with rice.
4.
Cook some rice. Then chop some onions and peppers and add them to the rice. Fry some chicken or seafood and add it to your paella.
5.
Mix some eggs and milk and fry the omelette in a frying pan.
6.
Boil it in the saucepan until it is cooked, about 10 minutes. Then add tomato sauce or cheese and eat it with the spaghetti.
Okay, so let's see together what was number one. Number one was the kebab, which is here. Okay, so a piece of chickens, you put them in the stick or in the kebab. Number two was, I think here, okay, was fish and chips, to fry the fish and chips and potatoes. So 3 was the kabsa. Number 4 was the paella, cook some rice and add to it chicken and some seafood. And 5 was the cook the egg to make an omelette. And finally, he said boil some water and put the spaghetti in it. So this one is number 6 is the spaghetti. Okay, so the next exercise, write second conditional questions, then write answers that are true for you. So we have here, now we said that the second conditional is have to consist of two things, which is would and if. And now after if is the past verb and after would is the base verb. So what you eat if you go to Japan, how do I form the question here? I would say what, then I would put would you eat if you went to Japan. So after would is the base verb, after if is the past verb. So this is the correct form that you should write. What would you eat if you went to Japan? You're going to answer the question your own answer. So if I went to Japan, I would eat, for example, sushi or wherever. So number 2, what you buy if you win a lot of money? Again, what would you buy? After would is the base verb. What would you buy? If you, and then you're going to change after if, we're going to change the verb here to the past. If you won a lot of money, the answer is if I won a lot of money, I would buy a house, let's say, or a car or whatever. Where you live, if you can choose any country, where, again, after the WH question, we will put would. Where would you live? After would, it's always the base form, the first verb. Where would you live if you can? If you, now here we're going to change, after if, we're going to change the verb to the past. So if you could choose any country, the answer will be if I could. Now after if, the past verb. So if I could choose any country, I would live in wherever. For me, I would never choose any other country. I will live in my country forever. Okay, so activity 23. What did the teacher tell the class? Report the sentences. Sit quietly. Now this is the reported commands lesson. So sit quietly. I would say the teacher said, or the teacher, told them to sit quietly. Okay, so number 2, collect the books. The teacher or he told them to collect the books. 3, he told them to take out. Now instead of your, I'm going to change your to their books. 4, copy the words from the board. He told them to copy the words from the board. Finally, hand in your exercise. Again, I'm going to change your to their. So he told them to hand in their exercise. Finally is the phonics and spelling question. Underline the stressed words, then listen and repeat. So we're going to listen first, then underline the words that are stressed in the track.
1. What would you like from the menu? 2. I'll have salad, please. 3. Would you like a glass of water? 4. No thanks, but I'd love a cup of tea.
Okay, so the stressed word in this question here was menu. The stressed word in this sentence, I'll have salad, she said. So salad is stressed here. Would you like a glass of water? So glass and water are stressed. Number 4, no thanks, but I love a cup of tea. So cup and tea are stressed here. Okay. Activity book. Yeah, activity book, page 81. Unscramble and write. So we have scrambled words here from the lesson 1, name of some food. They are names of some food. You're going to write the correct spelling for each word. Write them in the correct order or unscramble them. So number 2, it's curry. Number 3 is dumplings. Number 4 is fish and chips. 5 is omelette. 6 is paella. 7 is rice and beans. 8 is spaghetti. 9 is stew. 10 is sushi. Look and write, there are 4 words that you do not need. So we have here some verbs here, cooking verbs or cooking equipments. Now there are 4 of them that you will not need. So you only need 4, and 4 you're not going to use them. So which is number 1? Number 1 is done for you. It's pour. Number 2, it's 2 verbs here we have. Now one of them is peel and the other one is chop. So peel and chop is number 2. Number 3 is this can't be boiling because this is a frying pan. It's not a boiling or a saucepan. So number 3, it's not boil. It's of course fry. Here, when you cut something in a very thin piece, it's called slice. And finally, of course, when you put something in an oven, it is bake. The next 2 exercises, 26 and 27, use the words in brackets to write sentences in the second conditional. So, number 1 is done for you. If they had, you've changed had here, have to had, and now again after if, it's the past verb, and after would, it's the base verb. So if they had time, they would go to a restaurant tonight. If, again, I'm going to change have to had. If I had a knife, I would, what? I don't change the verb here. It's the same verb, the base form. I would slice this bread. Number 3, now if is here. So I will start here with would. So I would, and then I have not. So I will add not to the would. So I would not, or I wouldn't eat. Again, after would, I don't change the verb. It's the base verb. So I wouldn't eat sushi if I, now after if, the past verb. So I will change go to went to a Japanese restaurant. Again, after if, change the verb to the past verb. Now, the verb, of course, is can. Because I have can, I'm going to change can. I don't change eat. If I have can, I will change can. And when I change can to the past, I don't change eat. Because after can, the verb is the base. Okay? So I can't say if she could eaten or ate. No, I don't change 2 verbs. I only changed one of them. So I would change the first one, which is can. I would say if she could eat any food for dinner, she. So here is if means the second clause is should. Would. She would. And after would is the same verb. She would choose spaghetti. If the restaurant. Now be here means what is the verb to be? It's either is or are in the present, and was and were in the past. These are the verbs to be. Is, are, am in the present. In the past, it's was, either was or were. Now, here we're using if. After if, we said it's the past verb, so we're going to use either was or were. We have if the restaurant here is one, it's a singular thing, so we're going to use was. If the restaurant was open. Here we used if, so the second clause is would, and after would is the base verb, so we would eat here. Activity number 27, report the instructions using told. So we're going to use told in each space here. we have the instructions here. We're going to report each instruction using told. So she told us to so-and-so. Okay, she told us to peel. That was the first one, to peel the onion. Then, what was the second thing? Then she told us to chop it into small pieces. Next, she told us to fry it in a little oil. Then, what's number 4? Slice some garlic. Then she told us to slice some garlic and add it to the pan. Next, 5, put some chopped tomatoes. Next, she told us to put some chopped tomatoes in the pan. Finally, she told us to leave it to cook for half an hour. So we're not changing anything in the verb. We'll just add she told us to and then put the same verb. That was the revision lesson for today. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you do find it useful. Write for me please if you have any comments or any questions. Thank you and see you in our next video. Goodbye.